All right. For this one, it says this is part page 4, question number 1. It says Josie is training for a race. The ratio of the number of minutes. So there's our first thing we have. Let's see the ratio of the number of minutes she runs to the number of miles. So the number of minutes she runs to the number of miles she runs is 2043. She plans to run 10 miles. So before you even use this piece of information, let's just write the ratio 2043. 24 to 3. And this one can be our minutes, and then this one can be our miles. This one can be our miles. Now it says that she plans to run 10 miles. We know that she runs 3 miles right now. If I try to multiply this 3 miles by something to get to 10 miles, I probably won't get it. I'll get 3, 6, 9, 12, and I won't be able to get to number 10. So in this one, I can use that trick where I showed you guys where we multiply by the same number on both sides, and then it would match what the question is asking here. So we can't do that trick for this one. So what we have to do is we actually have to find the unit rate. How much is 1? So we want to find out how much is 1 mile. And to do this, we need to divide both numbers by the same number. So for this one, we're going to divide both sides by 3. And in math, like whenever you do one thing to one side, you usually have to do it to the other side. Now when I divide this, I should get 8, 16, 24, 8 for this one, and 1 for this one. 3 divided by 3 is 1, 24 divided by 3 is 8. That means that every 8 miles, every 8 minutes, Josie runs 1 mile. So for every 8 miles, she does, no, for every 8 minutes, I keep getting confused. For every 8 minutes, she does 1 mile. Now from here, we can do the opposite of division. We can do multiplication to find our answer, the answer to our question we need to answer. The question that's asking us is she plans to run 10 miles. So 1 mile, we're going to put 10 miles on this side. So if she plans to run 10 miles, how many minutes will it take her? How many minutes will it take her? Now over here, we did multiplication up here. We did division up here to convert one ratio to another ratio. Now for this one, we're going to use multiplication to change this ratio to fit our question answer, which is how many minutes can she run in 10 miles. First, you need to figure out what can I multiply the 8 to. Well, there's nothing there, so we can't multiply the 8. But we can multiply the 1 by something to get 10. We know that 1 times 10 equals 10, so we're going to multiply both sides by 10. 8 times 10 gives me 80. That means it will take her 80 minutes to complete this. I'm not sure I'm going to keep going or not, but if you're watching this, it's just going to take me a while to actually save these. So give me a second. This is page 4, problem 1. We need to get problem 2 out here. So let's see, where's problem 2? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, this we go. So this part is going to take a little bit of my time. So if you're still watching, you just have to wait a little bit. Alright, we're going to change. We need some more white in here. Boom, here we go. So this one says a chef planning for a large banquet, thinks that 2 out of every 5 dinner guests will order his soup appetizer. He expects 800 guests at the banquet. Use equivalent ratios to estimate how many cups of soup he should prepare. So this chef plans that 2 out of every 5 dinner guests will order his 2 guests. Order his soup appetizer. 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5. 2 want the soup out of every 5 dinner guests. No, but that's total. I feel like that should be total. Well, Well, let's find out. Um, he expects 800 guests to the banquet. So this is our guests. Every 2 guests are going to get soup, he thinks, and that's every 5 guests. So every 5 guests, he thinks 2 of them are going to get soup. He expects 800 guests. He expects 800 guests. Guests. We're putting them on the same section. Use equivalent ratios to estimate how many cups of soup he should prepare. For this one, it's that trick I showed you again. What can we multiply 5 by to get 800? For some people, I mean, that might be a little bit hard. So if you can't do 5 times what gives you 800, you can do the opposite, which is division. 800 divided by 5. That would give you this multiplication number here. Now, if I do 800 divided by 5, I'll do this a little quick just because we've gone over this already last year. And if you need help with this, I can show you a little tutorial, I guess, next time. That means that if I multiply 5 times 160, I should get 800. And let's see if I'm right or wrong. So 5 times 160 gives me 800. Hey, cool. Now, that means that in order to figure out, how many guests, how much soup he has to make, because if he says every 2 are going to order soup for every 5, how many for every 800? So we need to do the same trick where we multiply, one side by 160. We need to do it to the other side. When we do this, 0 times 2 is 0. 2 times 6 is 12. Carry the 1. There's like a little bit of a visible 1 over here. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 more is 3. Or 16 twice is 32. Anyway, that means that he should serve 320 guests. He should make 320 cups of soup that he should prepare. Again, give me some time for this. This is number... Oh, did it do that for me? Oh, I must have saved it somewhere else. Oh, well. All right, so we have this here. We got to open up to question number 3. What are you? Question number 3. Here you go. Again, give me some time. Oh, no. No. That's not what I want. All right, here we go. Oh, we gotta make it go more this side then. Oh, I should have a different... Where's the elevator music? Oh, man. I gotta turn those comments on somewhere so I can see what you guys are saying. Oh, okay. That's better. Anyway, here we go. So this one says, Fred is making a fruit salad. The ratio of cups of peaches. So, cups of peaches. We gotta zoom in on this. Let's use the highlighter. Highlighter piece is good. Anyway, so Fred is making a fruit salad. The ratio of cups of peaches to cups of cherries is 2 to 3. Cups of peaches is the first thing that's being said. So 2 is going to be the cups of peaches. And then for the other one, it says 2. That word 2 separates the ratio. So it's cups of peaches, 2. See how it separates it over here? Cups of cherries. So we have 3 cups of cherries. So let's see. How many cups of peaches will Fred need to make 60 cups of fruit salad? Again, let's use that trick, the multiplication and division trick I showed you guys. So we're going to write 2 to 3 first. How many cups of peaches will Fred need to make? How many cups of peaches? Let's color code it. We have the technology, why not? So 2 to 3. This is cherries, and this other one will be cups. Peaches. So Fred needs to make 60 cups of fruit salad. how many cups of peaches will Fred need to make 60 cups of fruit salad? Oh, huh. So this one's a lot trickier, actually. Sorry about this. It's asking us how many cups of peaches will Fred need. So we need the peach number to make 60 cups of fruit salad. Fruit salad is not one of the options here, but it's a total. We know that for every 2 to 3, every 2 peaches, and every 3 cherries, he makes one fruit salad. Let's make that a different color, actually. He makes one fruit salad. He makes one fruit salad. Now, so if Fred's gonna make 60 cups of fruit salad, how many peaches will Fred need? How many peaches will he need? For this one, we actually have to make an equivalent ratio table. No, yeah. No, this we can do the same trick as before. Sorry about this. To go from one fruit salad to 60, we do times 60. That's how many he needs. But for each fruit salad, he needs this amount. So if it's asking us how many peaches, which is this section here, all we need to do is multiply by 60 for each section. 2 times 6 is 12, and then we just add the 0. 3 times 6 is 18, and then we add the 0. To make 60 fruit salads, you would need 120 peaches. Sorry about that. That one confused me a little bit too. Again, gotta save it, just in case somebody else wants to see this question later. This is question 3. That's pretty cool. I don't know you actually saved it for me in the order. This app's pretty good. Okay, so question 4. Open. Question 4, recent. Where's number 4? Here we go. Gotta find a better way of click and dragging this. Oh, what was that? Okay, come on, zoom in. All right, good enough. Let's make this canvas size bigger. Doesn't matter. There we go. So it says a community garden center hosts a plant giveaway every spring to help community members start their gardens. That told us nothing about ratios, but let's keep going. Last year, the giveaway supported 50 families, okay, by giving away 150 plants. Last year, the giveaway supported 50 families by giving away 150 plants. Okay, let's keep reading. Based on this ratio, how many plants will the center give away this year in order to support 65 families? Okay, so we do have a ratio. We have 50 families. Oh, it's still too dark. Let's go with a different color. Can we make this lighter? There we go. So 50 families. That's one ratio, and then the other one would be 150 plants. So our two categories are how can I add this here? I have to figure this out later. Whatever. Anyway, oh, but I want those colors. So we have 50 families. Let's just put F. 2, 150. Oh, that's terrible. Let's use orange. 150 plants. P for plants, F for families. How many do they need for 60 families? I'm sorry, yeah, 65 families. So how many for 65? That's our magic number. I'm just gonna go black ink. It's too much. So we can't skip by 50. We can't multiply 50 by something to get 65. So for this one, we're gonna find out. Let's see. To get to 65, we can probably get there by finding how much 5 families are. Because if we multiply by 5, you should know that the number that if it ends with 5, it can be, divided or multiplied by 5. So let's make this 50 into a 5. The way to do that is dividing it. We're going to divide it by a number to make it equal 5. 50 divided by 10 should give us 5. 150 divided by 10. And whenever you divide by 10, we haven't gone over this. I guess well, anyway, whenever you divide by 10, if the other number has a 0, you can cancel them out like this. So we just get 5. On this side, we cancel the zeros and we just get 15. 15 plants. Now the question is asking for 65 families. How many plants do you need? Now we can use this ratio to solve for this question. Right here we divided, and yes, it gave us this ratio, but now we can do a different thing, meaning I can divide this number by something to get this number, or I can multiply this number by something to get this number. Obviously our number is becoming greater, so we need to multiply, and we need to figure out how much do we multiply by. Now I know that 5 times 12 equals 60, so to get to 65 I would need 13. 5 times 13. If you don't believe me, here you go. Let's do it real quick. 5 times 13, 65. Oh, I almost didn't get it there. So we need to multiply both sides by 13. Yes, the calculator is there, but it's good practice to actually multiply it out. 51591, and then we always check our work just in case. And we get 195. Good. So that means that for 65 families, we need 125 plants. Again, let's save this. Question number 4. See, that's pretty good. It 1, 2, 3. It automatically goes to the next number. Huh. Anyway, let's see. Let's go to question number 5. What are you? Question number 5. Whoa, that's question number 4. Did I do question number 5? Let me see. 4, 5, 6. Here we go. Question 5. Let's put you over there, can we? All right, let's zoom in a little bit. Whoa, I hate when it does that. Sorry, I know this part takes long. All right, question number 5. Yes, targets are annoying. You know what's more annoying? Making these videos. No, I'm just kidding. I actually enjoy this. Hey, but at least we're all working. It's not just you guys. Anyway, here, I'm gonna move this over here. I'm gonna by the chat. There you go. So this one says the first week of January. Actually, I want this over here. It's kind of useful. The first week of January, there are 49 dogs and 28 cats in an animal shelter. Okay, those are 2 categories: dogs and cats. Pretty normal. Throughout the month, the ratio of dogs to cats remains the same. The last week of January, there are 20 cats in the shelter. How many dogs are there? Now, right here it tells us that the ratio of dogs and cats remain the same. Usually, questions will tell you that just to reassure you that it's a ratio question, meaning that whenever you see those words, like, the ratio stayed the same. That's a hint that it's going to be a ratio problem, obviously. Now we're gonna do 49 dogs to 28 cats, and they're saying that this time there's 20 cats. So how do we get that 28 into a 20? I can't multiply, obviously. I can divide, but I can't divide something by 28 to get an exact 20. So for example, I can do 28 divided by 2, 28 divided by 3, and I'll just show you real quick. So 28 divided by 2 gives us 14. Okay, 28 divided by 3. Decimals, we don't want that. 28 divided by 4, 7. Okay, so if you see, all these numbers don't give me 20. But I need to find a number that, whenever I get that answer, I can multiply it to give me 20. So I think 28 divided by 4 gives us 7. So 7 times something, I can't get 20. But let's try doing 28 divided by 9. No, that won't work. 28 divided by 2 was one of the first ones that worked, and that gave us 14. Okay, 28 divided by 3. Maybe, let's see, if we can divide it by the half of 28. So, for example, when I did 28 divided by 2, I got 14. But I can't multiply 14 to get 20. But I can do this, 28 divided by 14, and I get 2. And I know that I can do 2 times 10 to get 20. So I could divide the 28 divided by 14, but does that work for the other number, 49? I actually don't know, so let's find out. 49 divided by half, which is 14. Let's see. Oh, decimal. It doesn't work either. Can we divide it by 28? Let's see. 49 divided by 28. Nope, decimal. Darn it. Well, let's see. How do we divide? Maybe we can divide by 7. Because last time we divided by, let's see, we did 28 divided by 4, and we got 7. And I said, you know, you can't do it by 7. What if we divide by 7? 28 divided by 7 is 4. Okay, that can work, because 4 times 5 gives me 20. So 24 divided by 7 gives me 4. That works. Can I divide 49 divided by 7? Ooh, that works. Okay, here we go. So we're going to divide by 7 from both sides. 28 divided by 7 gives me 4 cats. 49 divided by 7 gives me 7 dogs. 7 dogs. So if there are 20 cats, in the shelter, how many dogs will there be? 4 times what gives me 20? 5. That means we need to multiply both sides by 5. 7 times 5 gives me 35 dogs. That means that there will be 35 dogs in there. All right, let's save question number 5. Thank you. I already has it there. It's a pretty good program. I like it. Okay, and let's open question 6. Let's see, where's my recents? Question 6. There you go. I learn how to do this with the other one. Okay. Here we go. Canvas size, last thing. I think last time I did 3,000. Should work again. Doesn't matter. You just want the white. All right, here we go. A wedding planner is, let me change the color before we start. A wedding planner, do I give shout outs like the YouTube people do? Or make that thing that pops out whenever somebody subscribes? A wedding planner uses 72 ivy stems for 18 centerpieces. Oy. 72 and 18, that's a number. 72 and 18 automatically make me think there's a 9 in there, divided by 9 or something. How bored am I? Math is always fun. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, super fun. Let's see. A wedding planner uses 72 ivy stems for 18 centerpieces. When she arrives at the venue, she realizes she will only need 16 centerpieces. How many ivy stems could she use so that the ratio of ivy stems to centerpieces stays the same? Whoa. How many ivy stems should she use so that the ratio of ivy stems to centerpieces stays the same? For this one, they just want to keep this original ratio together. Like this ratio, 72 to 18. 72 ivy to 18 centerpieces. But we can, remember I said I saw 9 in there? We can divide both of these by 9. Because whenever you divide by a number or multiply by a number, the ratios are always equivalent. Meaning, what that means is you can use whichever ratio you want, whatever way you want for a question. So for this one, instead of using the original ratio, I'm going to use this one right here. But I want to go even smaller than this. Well, I need to go to 16 centerpieces. I can get there from 2 centerpieces. So I can actually use this ratio to help me solve the problem. If she only needs 16 centerpieces, I only need 16 centerpieces. How many ivy stems should she use to keep the ratio the same. So we're using this ratio the same here, but now we're just using 16. How do you get from 2 to 16? 2 times 8 should give you 16. Same thing on the other side. So that means she would use 64 ivy stems. 64 ivy stems. But yeah, looks like this is it. Let's see, question 6. I love this program, it's pretty good. Oh, I saved it on the wrong spot. Oh well. Well, it's 9:58. I'm gonna log out. I'll be back on at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. I'll do the packages I gave you from the workbook. And for that one, for the workbook, let me see if I have these here. Yeah, so for the workbook, we did this one yesterday. I have those videos. It says page day 1. So today I'll do day 2 at 1 o'clock. There'll be area of trapezoids, page 232 and page 233. When you guys finish this, just put like a check mark so you can keep track of what you're finishing. And if your parents are trying to connect to us, know that most of the stuff's not working. Like for example, mine says no parents connected. So it'll take time for that thing to be back up. But just make sure, why am I showing you guys this? Make sure you guys, I'm going to be on at 1 o'clock to do these. And if you don't catch me, the video will be saved on YouTube so you can watch it there. But yeah, that's it.